All right, good morning and welcome. We're going to do today our mindful movement and sound healing. We're going to include some meditation, and I was thinking we'll include a little bit of chanting too, some mantra chanting. The chanting is something that, well, you can either love it or you hate it or you're used to it, you get used to it. So if it's something that doesn't feel right for you, you don't feel like chanting, it's totally okay because the sound is really what we're trying to create. So just by me saying it and your ears listening to it, it's going to start to transform. It's the same thing that we do with the bowls in the sense that the vibration of the bowls creates sound and that sound penetrates through the body and through the mind and through the spirit and through the heart and everything. It just kind of moves into your being. So we're going to start today by coming to a comfortable seated position. And we'll just begin by observing the breath. And that's usually the best way for us to kind of come into a settled place. So make sure you're nice and comfortable. The spine is upright. You feel rooted and grounded through your sits bones. You can add a little bit of movement side to side if that feels good. Front to back. Maybe a little bit of cat and cow, curling in, lifting up. And I invite you, if it's comfortable for you, to remain with your eyes closed, to allow the focus and the awareness to stay inward, the inner experience as we move through our practice today. Maybe some circles around, moving into like that cat position to the side, the cow position to the other side, and then going in the other direction. So we're just settling in the physical body. That's one of the really wonderful things that yoga does for us is it brings us into our physical form so we can experience it from this place. And then centering yourself back, finding that happy medium where you're right in the middle of the left and right in the middle of the front and back. And you feel supported. Hips are nice and relaxed. There's no pain. Your knees are relaxed. Ankles, the feet. If you need to adjust and modify your seated posture in any way, feel free to do so anytime during your practice. Bring awareness to the pelvic floor. See if you can draw in and engage into the pelvic floor, drawing up and in with the inhale, and then relaxing with the exhale. So just awareness on the pelvic floor muscles, a squeeze, a drawing up and in of the energy. Exhale, slowly releasing. Be mindful that you're not squeezing your glutes only when you do this. There might be a little bit of tightening through the glutes, but keep your attention and your focus more on the pelvic floor muscles. And slowly release with the exhale. Let's do one more. Squeeze and tighten through the pelvic floor. Draw the energy up. Try to bring your tailbone and your pubic bone towards each other, your two sits bones towards each other, tenting the energy up through the body, drawing the lower belly in, and then exhale, slowly release. Now keep a slight engagement of the pelvic floor muscles. So we're not drawing all the way up, but if you were to think of it like an elevator, maybe not going to the penthouse, but maybe just to about the 5th or 6th floor. So just a little bit of engagement down in the pelvic floor muscles, and then draw awareness up towards the belly button. Hollow out the lower belly. Engage a little bit into the abdomen as you lift the rib cage up. A little bit of Uddiyana Bandha here. You're continuing to breathe, nice and deep and slow. And maybe your breath is becoming a little bit more natural, which might mean that it's becoming a little bit more shallow, or perhaps a little faster. That's okay. Observe your natural breath. Keep that engagement of the pelvic floor, the lower belly, the area right underneath the rib cage. And then exhale, release all of that. Just relax the whole abdomen, relax the pelvic floor, relax everything. And then again, we're going to draw in that little tiny engagement of the pelvic floor muscles, the Mula Bandha, drawing in through lower belly, up and in through the Uddiyana Bandha, right below the rib cage. Come back to where we were before. And then continue the trajectory up into the chest, the heart, Anahata Chakra. Feel your chest expanding, lifting, proud and tall. As we do this, relax the shoulders. Engage a little bit into the back muscles to keep your spine straight so that you don't arch backwards. Continue the breath as you have the engagement in the Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor, in the Uddiyana Bandha, your thorax or your area below your rib cage, and in your heart. Continue to breathe here, keeping all of that engagement connected. Maybe your hands start to feel a little bit heavy on your knees. Exhale, slowly release all of that. Let it go, relax the body. And notice as you release, where are you feeling tension? Sometimes the tension comes in the places where we're holding too much. So if you feel like, for example, the glutes or the hips are feeling tension when you release, then maybe not squeeze so much through those areas in the next time around. So we'll continue again, same thing, drawing in through the pelvic floor, squeezing those lower pelvic floor muscles, drawing up and in. Lower belly draws in. Area below the rib cage draws up and in. The heart and the chest lift as the shoulders roll back and down, the back muscles engage to keep your spine straight. And now we're going to take the jaw or the chin down towards the chest, keeping the entire lower body here, the lower torso engaged, just as we have been. And just draw the chin down, create a connection of chin to chest, perhaps. Try not to make that connection too tight because you still want to be able to breathe. You're just kind of squeezing a little bit through the throat. The beginnings of Jalandhara Bandha, or our throat lock. Also working a little bit here into our throat chakra. There's a lot of important organs here laying in the throat. Your thyroid, your parathyroid, your thymus glands. These help to regulate our mood. They help us to kind of stay a little bit more centered and not let circumstances push us or drive us. So it's a good idea to just kind of focus here. And maybe just as you do this and the whole lower torso is engaged, bring your mind or your thoughts to an awareness of what a difficult time perhaps you might have gone through in the past or are going through in the present. And see if you can kind of observe it like a person watching from the sidelines. Notice if you're holding tension in your hips or knees or shoulders. Can you relax those parts of your body? Just draw in through the pelvic floor, the lower belly, the solar plex, lifting through the heart, and then locking down through the throat. And then inhale, lift the chin. And then exhale, relax the whole body. Let it soften. These movements are very internal. Let's continue moving up the body. So again, exhale. As we inhale, Mula Bandha, drawing up and in. Lower belly, moving in. The solar plexus. Engaging as we lift up and in. The heart and chest, lifting and opening, back muscles engaging, shoulders relaxing, chin moving down towards chest, locking through the throat. And then as you keep everything engaged, bring awareness a little higher up to the third eye, the space between the eyebrows. This is your center of intuition, of guidance, inner guidance, ancestral knowledge. And stay there for a few moments and just see what rises up. Remember, even though the whole body is engaged internally here, you're still breathing your natural pace of breath. Please do not hold your breath. The engagement is light. It's not a full engagement. It's just enough to keep you aware on where you are and what's happening here. Relax all other parts of the body that aren't in the torso. So relax your hips and knees, arms, elbows, shoulders down away. One more breath, keeping focus on the third eye. And then inhale, slowly lifting the chin. Exhale, relaxing the full body. So just observe how it feels once you completely release. All right, one more. We're going to move it all the way up to the Sahasrara chakra, which is our crown chakra. So inhale, pelvic floor engages. Squeeze through the lower belly. Squeeze through Uddiyana. Up and in, underneath the rib cage. Lift the heart and chest, engage the back muscles. Chin tucks down towards chest, engage the throat lock ever so gently. Remember, you still want to breathe. Awareness moves up to the third eye, your intuition. And then finally, the awareness moves up to the top of your head. Now, even though the chin is pulled down, the top of the head is probably pointing more forward than it is up. Imagine this 1,000-petaled lotus up on the top of your head, kind of just being there. This is your connection to source. Just be here for a few moments. Before we release any of the other bandhas or any of the other engagements, we're going to only release the throat lock. So lift the chin back up. Still keep the awareness in the throat, but without the engagement, it feels a little bit more open. Now the top of the head is reaching up towards the ceiling. Still, your 1,000-petaled lotus is up there. Or perhaps imagine a light coming from the earth through your body out into space, out into the universe, like a pillar of light going in both directions. Feel yourself completely grounded and rooted in this space. You are connected. You are not separate. See if that intuition, if that resonates with your intuition at all. Allow yourself to continue to breathe steadily here as we hold for just a few more breaths. Still, the engagement of the torso is happening, but there's a softness in the hands and the feet and the knees and the elbows and the hips and even in the shoulders as they relax down and away. Top of the head is reaching high, being pulled by that beam of light. And then exhale, slowly let your body relax, soften. Deep inhale breath, slow exhale breath, and then let's just start moving side to side. Just move your shoulders from one side to the other. And again, you can keep your eyes closed or you can open them here if you wish. Sometimes it feels good to observe with the eyes. Sometimes it feels good to observe without the eyes. So you decide which way you want to observe today. And then let's go ahead and start moving the hands from the thighs, on the thighs, from the knees to the hips as we sway side to side. And then we'll release the hands. Let's shake them out a little bit. Move through the wrists, move through the neck and shoulders, and just whatever movement feels right for you here. You can extend your arms, you can move your chest, you can round. Just start to move. Nobody's with you in your room. You can move however you want to. You can open your heart, lift your chest. You can curl yourself under, give yourself a big hug. There's no limitations here. Just move however feels right. Allow the breath to dictate how deep it moves into the body, but observe it the whole way. Exhale. And then slowly start to make your way down, kind of winding yourself back down onto your hands onto your lap and lifting the chin, and we'll blink the eyes open. Good. Okay, so this is a nice way for us to feel grounded and rooted. So now we're ready for our chanting. So the chant we're going to do today, we've done before. It's Om Mani Padme Hum. And when I record in the recording, I will put it down on the bottom so you guys can read it. But the first sound is Om, which we practice all the time. The second sound is Mani, M-A-N-I. then Pedme, P-E-D-M-E, Pedme Hum, H-U-M. This is an ancient Tibetan Sanskrit chant, which is actually a chant of compassion, or a mantra of compassion and loving kindness. So we're gonna work a little bit on metta, on giving out loving kindness out into the world. And of course, our compassion is not complete if it doesn't include ourselves. So please include yourself in that compassion. And you can let your hands be wherever they want. I like to bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly, just to kind of feel myself here. But you can place your hands in prayer. You can place your hands on your knees. You can have your hands down on your lap, whatever feels good for you. And then we'll take a nice deep inhale. Slow, gentle exhale. Inhale to begin. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Allow your breath to move easily in and out. Perhaps the sounds or the vibrations of the mantra still linger within the mind or the heart or the spirit. Observe the sensations that arise. Observe the general sense or feeling of the body. And slowly as we exhale, you can release your hands, whether they're on your chest and belly or they're in prayer or they're in your lap. You can change the position of your hands. Let them rest down onto your lap or knees. And just continue to breathe here for a few moments longer. Completely present, completely aware, completely focused. And slowly with the next exhale, blinking the eyes open, allowing the light to come back into the space. Rolling the shoulders back, opening the heart. Inhale, shoulders forward, exhale, shoulders back. And then we're going to do a couple more like this, and we're going to change the fingertips. So last one, rolling back. And then keep that backward motion. We're going to change in a moment, but bring the fingertips to the shoulders. And then inhale, draw big circles with your elbows. Just great big circles with the elbows coming forward, up, back, down, and maybe even touching the elbows as they come forward, lifting up by the ears as they move back. And again, just observe. And then slowly release the hands. And we're going to do the same thing as before, but now the shoulders moving backwards with the hands on the knees. So shoulders move front, up and back and down. And again, notice here what rises up within your own body. Couple more like this. Notice how your arms kind of just graze along your knees or legs. And then taking the fingertips to the shoulders again, just the fingertips touch. And then exhale, moving now the opposite direction, starting with the back movement. All the way back, all the way up. And maybe as you come forward, those elbows gently kiss right in front. Just a very gentle touch. They don't have to. If they feel like they're far apart from each other, that's okay. Keep the breath steady and rhythmic. Good. Let's do one more. And exhale, release. And then let's move the head to the side. You can use your hand to help give it a little extra direction. Yeah, switch your hand, Ruth, so your right hand when your head is tilting to the right. Yeah, exactly. Good job. And you want to feel that nice stretch in the neck. If you feel good, maybe bringing the chin down towards the chest or the right armpit and coming back. Maybe even tilting the head up and changing your hand to come over your forehead. Just be very gentle, noticing how that neck activates or changes as you move the position. And then slowly release, and we'll take it to the other side. So letting the head kind of lean down and staying there for a breath or two. Be mindful of your opposite shoulder. It relaxes down away from the ear. And then again, in the same way, taking the chin down towards the left armpit or the opposite armpit this time. Stopping there and observing, and then inhale, slowly coming up. And then lastly, maybe looking up. Looking up sometimes can feel a little bit of a strain. So if it feels like a strain for you, don't do it. Just keep the gaze centered. And then coming back to center, staying there a moment or two, observing that pull in the side neck. And then exhale, slowly releasing. Bye, Ruthie. Thanks for joining in. And then just kind of moving the head a little bit around here, letting the head just relax and shake it out. Good. Okay, so from here, we're gonna start moving into the legs a little bit before we lay down. So extend the legs forward, and plant the feet on the floor. And let's give the legs a little bit of a rub. I love the idea and the concept of mindful movement when we incorporate the sense of touch. So not only are we moving the body gently, which is the arms and the torso, but we're also feeling what it feels like in your legs. So maybe a little bit of a massage, a squeeze through the calves, even reach down, squeeze your feet, squeeze your toes, pull them back towards you and scrunch them forward. You know, start to kind of really embody yourself here. Like, this is your body. The limits of your body are here on your skin. Everything is contained within, at least biologically. So, you know, just give yourself some time to really kind of connect with that idea, that concept that we are, this physical thing is part of our experience. And then once your legs feel pretty awakened after that, because we did sit for a while, extend the feet out forward like you're going into our Dandasana position. You can still stay on your cushion or block, or how you're lifting your hips up, but you want to pull those toes towards you and then allow the heels to press away. So you're really kind of engaging through the legs and squeezing, just like you would be if you were in Dandasana position. But we're going to let the hands rest on the lap here as we lift the chest. And remember how we engaged the Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor muscles, the lower belly, and the lower rib cage, or the Uddiyana Bandha. We're going to keep that same engagement and continue it through the chest. So from the neck down, everything is engaged and squeezed. The legs are nice and tight and contracted. The hands are resting on the lap for now. Shoulders move back and down, and the spine is super straight. So try not to hunch forward and try not to arch back. So keep a nice level back. Let's stay here for a few more breaths. Inhale. And if you have tightness in your hamstrings or a really tight lower back, this might feel really difficult for you. But if you don't, this might feel like, oh, this is easy. So if you feel like, oh, this is easy, engage a little bit more and try to reach the top of the head towards the sky. Press the heels a little bit more and try to press them forward as you contract through your quadriceps. Feel them nice and tight underneath your hands. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. And then release the hands. Inhale, draw the arms up. Still the lower body is engaged. Reach up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Something's flickering on my screen. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. It's distracting me, so I'm going to check it in a moment. Inhale, up and lift, extend. Let's go for a couple of little side bends. So take that body over to the side. Press the left rib cage out. Still keep your right hip grounded as you reach out to the left rib cage. And then inhale back to center, and then switching sides. Just feeling that nice, easy side bend here. Keep the feet flexed, keep the legs engaged, keep the torso lifted. And if this is hard for you, you might want to bring the hands down to the floor. Inhale back to center, and then exhale, hands to heart. So, good. So now the legs feel good, the arms feel good, the torso obviously got a nice awakening. We're gonna make our way down to our comfortable supine position. Remember, your options are legs up the wall, bolster underneath the knees. Maybe even in a back bend, you can place a bolster under to support your back, your lower and middle back. Maybe something under the back of your neck to support your neck as you lie down. Maybe you can cover yourself up with a blanket. Whatever you feel you need to make yourself comfortable, that's what I want you to do. And I have all these beautiful flowers around me today, which I really truly enjoy. There's so much life and color that they bring in. So I just wanted to, I don't know, notice them and invite them into our space. So as you get yourself into a comfortable position, allow yourself to completely relax. Just settle in. And remember, at the end of the sound healing, I will be offering a few minutes of silence. So don't think I've gone away. I'm still here. I just want you guys to be in silence for a few moments before we come out of the practice. Deep exhale breath. Slow inhale. slowly, gently. Taking a few moments to just be here. Stay with whatever has risen up for you. Stay with whatever is that's part of your emotional, mental, or physical experience. Don't shy away. Remain present. When you feel ready, you can begin to add little movement. If you're ready, if you feel ready, to the fingers, to the toes, to the hands, the feet, to the wrists, the ankles, the neck and head. Maybe coming into a full body stretch, reaching your arms overhead, extending your legs away, pointing and flexing through your feet. And exhale, come back down to your relaxed position. As you're ready, we'll begin to make our way back up to seated, but taking our time. Maybe rolling onto the side for a few breaths. Bringing the knees into the chest for a few breaths. Whatever feels good for you here. Try to keep the head lowered, the eyes closed. Being mindful of every little movement you make to transfer your form from the supine laying down position to an upright seated posture. Notice the effort it takes and see if you can minimize that effort by breathing through each and every change. And once you're nice and upright, we'll take another moment here to just honor ourselves. This Thursday practice of mindful movement and sound healing is like a love letter to ourselves. It's a way for us to give ourselves self-love, self-healing. So just honor that space. And as we exhale, you're welcome to bring your hands to the heart, an Anjali Mudra if that's comfortable for you. Both palms down onto your heart is another option. Perhaps a fist inside the palm, if that feels more comfortable, or nothing at all. Just letting your hands rest wherever they are. And as we inhale, we draw in that vibration of gratitude. Sip it in through the nostrils. Thankful, grateful. And as we exhale, we release out the vibration of love, kindness, compassion, healing, love out into the society, into the world, onto all sentient life, onto all of nature. And if you'd like to seal your practice with one sound Om, you're welcome to join me. May we feel protected and safe. May we feel contented and pleased. May our physical bodies support us with health and strength. And may our lives unfold smoothly with ease. Namaste.